Good morning, everybody. My name is Debbie Gordon, and I am so happy to be with you tonight and talk about 7 ways to pamper yourself daily as our Wellness Wednesday class today. Today is February 6th. It's been a pretty snowy day here in Draper, Utah. Our kids had a stay-home day because the roads were pretty treacherous last night, and it continued to snow, and we woke up to several more inches this morning. And it has snowed all day long. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, but they did get the roads plowed, so we were out and about this afternoon. But at any rate, it's been a very wintry day here in Draper, Utah, and we've loved it, actually. We've had a fun day, and we have pampered ourselves just a little bit. Obviously, my day was kind of uprooted from being incredibly productive to being a mom with all my boys home from school, but we had a fun day. So I want to talk to you tonight about 7 ways to pamper yourself each and every day. And doTERRA does a really, really nice job of allowing you to do this. Now, this week, we have really focused on a couple of things. We have focused on the spa products, on creating a healer in every home page. And we have launched an everyday giveaway for February on our Love a Friend page. And so it's been really, really fun to interact with you more. I have loved the interaction. I've loved the participation. And as we talk about pampering yourself, I'm not talking about extreme or extravagant things to do. I'm going to talk about some very simple ways and some ways that doTERRA can really support you in that. The moment that you accept total responsibility for everything in your life is the moment that you claim the power to change anything in your life. The moment you accept total responsibility for everything in your life is the moment that you claim the power to change anything in your life. And so first and foremost, if you find yourself less than happy, and I'm going to talk about that later, then I want you to look in the mirror and know that you have the power to change it. You have the power to change it, okay? There are some extreme life, extenuating life circumstances that can throw us for a loop at times, but we get to choose our reaction, okay? We get to choose that, and that's a gift to us. So as we highlighted the spa products this week, we highlighted some of these. Many of these were given away as gifts, and some others. So doTERRA has an entire spa line, and this is not inclusive, this picture here, okay? One of the products that we gave away today was the beautiful body mist. Now, I just had a little 14-year-old young man here. He's been with my son all day long as they have taken this day off from school and hung out together, but also done a very productive thing of recording a science project. They're going to enter a contest together, and they recorded a science fair project. We were all asked to leave, so I haven't even seen it yet. We were all asked to go away so they could do this by themselves once I went around the town to get what they needed. And they did a science fair project to show the dangers of vaping. I'm interested to see what they come up with. They were pretty creative and very much aware of cost. And all I had to do was take them to the dollar store and a grocery store to find some dry ice. And we came up with the other things here at home. And it was kind of fun. And so I'm really excited to see what they came up with. But even this little boy said, "Debbie, do you have an oil that would help with my dry skin? And by the way, my hands and my feet are always sweaty. Do you have an oil that might help with that too?" And so I did a bioscan on him, and his number 1 product was this body mist, okay? This beautiful body mist. Now hear that word, beautiful, okay? Beautiful. Unbeknownst to me, this is such a sharp young man, and unbeknownst to me, he is struggling actually with a lot of anxiety and struggling with a lot of self-esteem and measuring up to older brothers and parents' expectations. And I never knew that. I never recognized that. I just knew that he was really kind of scrawny. He wasn't gaining weight. He didn't eat well. In fact, I've asked him several times today as he's been with us all day, "What do you eat at home?" And really, quite frankly, the answer is probably very little. It's not that it's not offered. It's that the way he takes in the world around him is anxiety, and he needs to chill. And so everything that was on his scan was going to help him chill. And so his mom's out of town, and so I will get back with her and hopefully shed a little bit of insight into that scan for her and for him, and get him some help before he's in trouble. But taking time to nourish our bodies, taking time to pamper ourselves, taking time to be in our happy place is a really critical piece. And the beauty with doTERRA is that all of our products help with that number 4 step, reduce toxic load, okay? We have products, and I talked about this last week with our natural approaches to weight loss, talked about that we have products to facilitate every step on this wellness lifestyle, okay? Every step. And so eating right, we have all kinds of products to help you eat right. Our Lifelong Vitality Pack, all of our supplements are to help you eat right. We have products to help you step into an exercise routine, whether you're used to it, whether you're new to it. And with all the changes that come with an exercise routine, we've got products to support you in that, support your body. We've got products to help you sleep better and help you manage your stress. And this is where this young man had needed some help, was to manage his stress, okay, and the way he takes in the world around him and the way he actually compares himself to everybody around him. And that's not always healthy. And then number 4 step is reducing toxic load. And so all of our products, all of our spa products, as we're pampering ourselves with doTERRA spa products, all of our products are really toxin-free. Every one of the ingredients in our product line, on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being very toxic and 0 being no toxin at all, our product ingredients average 0 to 1. So I want you to know that doTERRA is very mindful of reducing your toxic load in all of our products. And so remember that they're not chemical-based, they're essential oil-based. And the essential oils nourish our body, right? And so in this body mist for his dry skin, and also the beautiful blend that is in here to help with his self-esteem, this might be a really good product for him. It was his number 1 product, okay? And so I found that really interesting. So I let him put some of mine on, and I said, how does that feel on your skin? Because boys usually don't like lotions and potions on their skin, but this boy said, oh, it feels good, actually. And then with the sweating on his hands and feet, that's a real good sign that he's struggling with some anxiety, and that his skin is also so dry that his body's trying to produce more moisture to moisturize it because he's so dry. So interesting experience just today, okay? So just know that doTERRA's wellness products facilitate this. Now, I want you to think of the Loyalty Rewards Program order as a subscription box. Subscription boxes are really making an in our lives to ease the stress, to make it more convenient, more useful, more doable with all that we've got coming at us. And so doTERRA's Loyalty Rewards Program is a subscription box where you can add each month the products that you want and need. And you can add in some of these spa products, some of the oils that you're needing to replace, some of the products you're needing to replace. But think of it as repurposing your money. All of us spend money on self-care products, okay, on personal care products. And if you repurpose it and go with doTERRA's personal care products, you will use toxin-free products that will really help you be much more healthy. And believe me, they last a long time, and you'll be very pleased that your money will be well used, okay? And you won't have to worry about the long-term effects of using toxic products. So remember, go back to our wellness lifestyle. And part of that pampering each day is to really nourish your body. This little boy really needs some supplementation. And I would venture to say that all of us do. I worked with my sister yesterday over the phone and some of the challenges she had. And it's always interesting to me that your body knows what you need. It really, truly does know what you need. And so she said, what do you think if I started using blah, blah, blah? And I was like, you need to. Your body's telling you what it needs. And basically over the course of that conversation, I realized that her body was really nutritionally deficient. And she kind of knew this. And she's been working at using the supplements for some time. But this is really key. And some people don't tolerate all 3 of these at once. And you might have to start a little bit slower instead of the daily recommended doses that doTERRA gives you on these bottles. So this is our Lifelong Vitality Pack. It's our number 1 selling product. It's our nutritional line. And we've got other options to add to this or to take away from this. But let me tell you that this is going to give you your essential vitamins and minerals. And despite how well we strive to eat healthy, everything we put in our mouth is healthy. I don't do 100%. I'll tell you right off the bat. We still are deficient. Scientists are proving that we are still deficient. And so this Microplex VMC is going to give you those essential vitamins and minerals that you need in order to have your body functioning properly. The Zeo Omega is your omega oil supplement. That gives us our brain food, our endocrine balance, our hormonal balance. And that's a really vital piece. And I did say to Ethan today, I said, tell me about your diet at home, and do you get any omega oils? And talk to him about what that meant. And then the Alpha CRS is our antioxidant supplement. Really great supplement to reduce inflammation. And for my sister, I muscle tested that she could not use the Alpha CRS right now, but she had the deep blue polyphenol complex in her bathroom cabinet. And that's a great support for oxidation and for inflammation. And so that was really, I said, okay, don't take the Alpha CRS, but use the deep blue polyphenol complex. It's a wonderful plant-based polyphenols, and polyphenols means it's going to reduce inflammation. And then it also has frankincense resin in there. And so that's a really wonderful complex, the deep blue complex. I don't have a picture of that on this slide, but that's a really great add to either the Lifelong Vitality Pack or the Daily Nutrient Pack. And the Daily Nutrient Pack has your Microplex VMZ and your Zeo Omega, but not the Alpha CRS. So you can take that out and use the deep blue polyphenol complex as your anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, okay? And so even these supplements are going to help you pamper yourself so you can be functioning at your optimization, at your optimum level, okay? So I really want you to really consider that. If you are not already on a supplemental program, I'm going to invite you to use the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And the beauty of this Lifelong Vitality Pack is that doTERRA has a 30-day guarantee. If you take it now as directed, and my sister's not going to take it as directed, doesn't count, but if you take it as directed, 4 of each of these bottles each day, for 30 days, and you do not feel better, doTERRA will refund your money. Let's say you purchase this and you also don't tolerate the Alpha CRS. I'm not sure what's in there that my sister was muscle testing. That wasn't her product. She needed the deep blue polyphenol complex, but she was having a significant amount of pain in her body, and that's why she called me. And so the deep blue polyphenol complex might be what she needs to start with, and then later on add in the Alpha CRS. So whatever it was, she just muscle tested that she couldn't use this. But if you take this as directed for 30 days and do not feel better, doTERRA will refund your money. And what I started to say there and didn't finish was if you start taking it and you cannot tolerate it, they will also refund your money, okay? So doTERRA is really good about their products and guaranteeing their products. And so I want you to know that you're in good hands with doTERRA, okay? So obviously eating well, and I recommend that you eat well with getting as many colors of the rainbow in your diet as you possibly can. This is a really great way to eat. If you will strive to get as many colors of the rainbow in fruits, fresh fruits and vegetables each and every day, you're going to feel significantly better, okay? You're going to feel much better. You're going to be satisfied. You're going to be nourished well, and your body's going to function much, much better, okay? Now, as we go through the Live Guide with doTERRA, we talk about natural self-care. And so you've been introduced a little bit this week, and a little bit in the coming weeks, you will be introduced to our natural products. The toothpaste, the On Guard toothpaste, I gave one of those away first of the week, or first day of February. That was our number one, our first giveaway. And that's a really great, we all buy a toothpaste. So why not buy it from your own doTERRA store and get it in your subscription box so that you can have the On Guard toothpaste and have the protection of that On Guard oil blend and protect your immunity and boost your immunity so you can actually feel good during these winter months. We have the skincare lines, and Virage is my favorite skincare line. doTERRA has 3 separate skincare lines. We have the HD Clear Skin line. That's a really great supportive skincare line that my teenage boys have used to help diminish their acne and clear up their blemishes. It's a beautiful line, and I've used it myself, and it's really simple. And we have the Total Skincare line that comes with 8 different products. If you want an esthetician to guide you in your skincare, the Total Skincare line is going to be your go-to. And then they came out with the Virage line a few years ago. That is what I use now, and I really truly love the Virage line now. I use some products from the Total Skincare line, but my favorite is the Virage line, and adding to it with the protein cream, the anti-aging serum with the Total Skincare line, and the eye cream. And they've also got I can't remember what it's called, but it helps diminish the appearance of aging spots. And so it's a brightening gel, or I think that's what it's called. It's brightening gel. Okay. So then we also have a hair care line. And then we have our spa line that I introduced you to little by little. So as we go further in that Live Guide, and I recommend that you go to doTERRA.com and then hold the cursor over Advocates. And then as you hold the cursor over Advocates, find the Empowered Success, click on that, and then scroll down till you find the Live Guide. And with new enrollments, this is something we go through with each one to help them develop a wellness lifestyle, and to also introduce them to all of doTERRA's product lines. And so this is the exercise page, okay? What do we have to facilitate your feeling great and having plenty of energy and getting on an exercise routine, and to facilitate any discomforts or any energy boost that you need, any weight loss with the Slim and Sassy Trim Shake. So this is the page in the Live Guide to facilitate your exercise routine and your ongoing improvement in health, okay? Now, we also have plenty of helps to help you rest well, get plenty of good sleep, quality sleep, and help you diminish your anxiety and stress, okay? So these are really great products here. Now, he's quite little, actually. That's why I keep saying this little boy, but he's a young man. He's 14 years old, and he said, I need a diffuser. Now, he's in our home quite often, and I have a diffuser in almost every room. For him to say, we need a diffuser, yeah, you do. Everybody needs a diffuser. But let me talk to you about sleep and rest for a minute, because something that I scanned for again, and I usually use it, so the fact that I'm scanning for it says I'm not using it enough. I usually use the Serenity oil and the Serenity soft gels at bedtime to help me sleep. But when I scanned for it this morning and reread from the Emotions and Essential Oils book on Serenity blend, I was like, oh, you know what? I need to use this probably several times a day to keep me calm and cool and collected. And so that was a really great reminder. When I'm scanning for something I'm already using, that's a really good indicator that I'm not using it frequently enough, okay? And so ask me later about a bioscan, okay? And so at any rate, Relax in a Flash, vetiver, and wild orange together are a magnificent combination. And I think of vetiver. Vetiver is a root oil, and it helps ground us, and it smells to me like mountain dirt. And I really love to be in the mountains. I love the smell of mountain dirt. Now, when there's 14 feet in the mountains, no, I don't really care to be there. And we've got plenty of snow on the ground here in the valley of Salt Lake City. So at any rate, but the vetiver is a really calming blend. It helps me focus. It helps me clear the brain chatter. It helps me relax. Helps me walk on the ground, okay? Sometimes I go through life so quickly, so hurriedly, that I'm almost floating above the ground. And so the vetiver helps ground me, and I love that. And anytime you add wild orange, and I actually scanned for wild orange this morning too. So anytime you scan for wild orange is magnificent for just elevating the mood. It's magnificent for helping us feel a sense of abundance, helping us feel, and my car died a couple weeks ago. And so maybe that's why I scanned for wild orange today. I'm not sure, but I've been in that mode of, gosh, I've got to replace my car. And it's been kind of a bummer. And I wasn't feeling very abundant. And so that was a really good reminder that wild orange is the oil of abundance. And it helps us kind of get to our happy place again. Now, I'm excited. My car, I bought a used car, and it's in the repair shop. Actually, it's on its way to the repair shop, making its way back from Texas with the guy who bought it at an auction for me. And so I'm excited now, and I'm going to get to that place of abundance, okay? But working with it, with the oils, expedites it. So we can get to that place of abundance right now, okay? When we take a moment to stop our world and to utilize these oils and change up the energy and the frequency in our body, okay? So this is a really important thing. So at any rate, I want you to think of nourishing your body, mind, and spirit. And I think I missed the slide on nourishing your body, but let's talk for a minute about nourishing your mind, okay? As we think about pampering ourselves, it's really important to nourish our mind. And I am one to really support the Miracle Morning Routine. Now, that's a book you can buy or read. I have it on Audible, and it's Miracle Morning. And at this very moment, I'm forgetting the author. But over the course of this week, in the Love a Friend page, I actually asked you, how do you start your day? So for our giveaway today from that page, I gave away a Harmony Aroma Collection kit, okay? And I asked for you to tell me how you started your day. And I want to just, let me stop share for a minute, if I can. I want to stop share and I want to go to that page and show you. Let me see if I can find it here. Hopefully you'll see my screen here. I want to, oh my goodness, let's see. I messed up here. So let me just go to, no, that's not it. Let me just open. I had it brought up here, I thought. Let me just open that page, Love a Friend page, and I'm going to bring up some of what your responses were. I want to bring up your responses for how you start your morning, okay? So let's go back here because I loved learning from you. So when we talk about pampering your mind, okay, let's go back, okay? And we'll just kind of scroll through this, all right? So Susan says we diffuse On Guard and Wild Orange every day in our house and sometimes add some other oils to it, okay? And Nicole says I use peppermint each morning with my morning workout. Amber says I put in my diffuser lemon and peppermint just to get my boost of energy. And then she uses Console. Sarah says I use peace on my chest while getting ready in the morning. Michelle says I do mirror work. I talk to myself in the mirror with probably positive affirmations, and it is so powerful to look at yourself. Very often we stand in front of a mirror. We might be combing our hair, putting our makeup on, brushing our teeth. But how many times do we stop and look eye to eye and look in our eyes and say affirmations, repeat our affirmations? Really key way to start our day and every time we pass a mirror, right? When I wake up in the morning, I always make the bed. That's a great key to success, okay? At any rate, this was really fun to see what you do. I love Wild Orange. I wear it as a perfume. I apply lots of oils and run my diffuser nonstop. Let's see. I use Motivate is a fabulous blend to start your day and diffuse during the course of your day. Charity says, I don't use the same oil every day, but I put something in my diffuser, on my diffuser bracelet and necklace, and which oil depends on what kind of mood I'm in. This morning it was sandalwood, bergamot, and sunny citrus. What a fabulous blend. That's a fantastic blend. And going to have a really nice grounding and just having this be connected, okay? I create what does Sarah say? Words, multiple random times a day. Why? Because I create what I think all the time. So I need to be careful. I am kind. I am lovable. I am perfectly in the right place at the right time always. I am successful. I educate and impact millions of hearts. I easily connect to spirit and am always spiritually protected. Renee, I create a roller blend of my favorites and put it on first thing in the morning and before bed. Barb says, I think my body chooses what I need daily. Sometimes I roll on cheer. So just kind of go through this. If you're not on Love a Friend page yet, I am doing a giveaway every single day in February. And I went to the post office today, and let me just tell you that I hope you feel my love, okay, as I send these gifts to you. I tease the post office that I'm going to have to start mopping floors to be able to pay for the postage. But let me just tell you that I have had so much fun doing this week. And we're just 1 week into it, and we've got 4 weeks total that I'm going to give away a product every single day to show my love and to help you know that doTERRA's got your back. doTERRA's got you covered, okay? Mel says, I put balance on my feet every morning. Roxanne says, I stop for 30 seconds and clear my mind before I head out the door for work. You know, I love that. And many years ago, I learned from my doula. Now, I am a doula, and I've worked with childbearing women for almost 35 years now. But I am a doula, and my doula, before she goes to any birth, she stops and tunes into their needs. And I learned from her many years ago. She was my doula with my 16-year-old son, and I have practiced that with my clients. So that as I'm headed to a client appointment, I stop, I pray for them, I pray for me, I ask for divine assistance as I go in and work with them and help them prepare for their birth. And then I pray all the way. And then as I leave, I'm praying for them and asking for divine assistance to know how I can best support them. And so stop, and clear your mind before you head out the door for work or whatever it is you're doing, before you interact with your family. And so you gave some great suggestions for your daily routine. Dana says, I spend time reading the Bible and praying each morning to set the tone of my day. I also listen to affirmations each day. This morning, I woke up feeling a little grumpy and found myself wanting to wallow in it. And then I heard myself say, I'm in control of how I feel. Okay? And we are. We get to choose our reaction to life's circumstances, okay? So it goes on, but what some fabulous ways of really setting the course of your day with your mindset, okay? So let me stop share there and let me go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, and so when we create a miracle routine, okay, from the book Miracle Morning, there are some really great suggestions on doing that. And it starts with the night before. It starts with planning the night before. Now, I'll be really honest with you. I've got 5 boys, and we are in the teen years. And my husband and I got started with our family quite late. So we're mid-50s, almost 60. My husband's almost 60. And we're feeling like, gosh, can we keep up with these boys? Because we really love, I'm an early morning person. My husband's an early morning person. But we are up really late at night with our teenage boys that don't want to go to bed. And so our miracle morning routine actually begins at night. When I crawl into bed, I can't tell you that it's probably every single night. Every single night, I tell myself, whatever sleep time I have to sleep is perfect for tonight, and I will wake refreshed. That is my affirmation when I crawl into bed and as a part of my nightly prayers. And so our miracle morning begins with a pre-miracle morning the night before, our setting ourselves up for success. But there are several steps on that miracle morning routine that I recommend and that are recommended from the book Miracle Morning. And those steps are listed here. A moment of silence. And like she said in her post, I stop and I have a moment of silence for 30 seconds before I head out the door for work. Okay? So we've got to stop and have a moment of silence, a moment of meditation, a moment of prayer, a moment to listen for divine assistance. Whatever you want to call it, take some time for silence, some quiet time, some uninterrupted quiet time. Make time for affirmations, write some affirmations. And part of the step number 5 is the journaling. That's where I really love to set my mindset is in my journaling. And I want to be better. That is my goal for this year, is that I do more writing. I do writing all day long to all kinds of people. But if I will write in my journal, my daily miracle morning routine journal, if I will write in there the gratitude from the day before and what I want to set out to accomplish, and as I say my prayers and meditate and have my scripture study, that's part of my reading and personal development. If I will write the promptings I receive from that moment of silence, that moment of listening and asking for divine assistance, and then write down what comes to mind, how powerful can that be in setting the course of our day, okay? So when we talk about pampering ourselves, I love this miracle morning routine. And obviously, I probably have more than 7 ways to pamper yourself, okay? But there's many more ways than that. So think healthy body, healthy mind, healthy spirit as you're pampering yourself, okay? I love to visualize, and as I've been working with childbearing women for so many years, more than 3 decades, I create with them. I don't do it for them. I create with them a visualization of how their birth is going to play out, of what their birth can really be. We can do that with our day-to-day life. We can do that in the course of our day with our families, in the course of with our career, with our businesses. In the course of my sharing doTERRA, I can create a visualization of what I want to have happen, and that's going to facilitate the success of my day. And as I check in back with my Heavenly Father at night in my personal prayers, I can report back in on how that went from the journaling that I did in the morning, and then journal to it, okay? Exercise is part of my miracle morning routine, and I'm working on making that every day instead of 3 days a week. I want to beef that up. So these are just some recommended steps to create a miracle morning. Now let me just tell you, how much time does this take? This morning I didn't get to my exercise. This morning I spent 2 solid hours studying and reading in my scriptures, studying lesson material for something I wanted to share with my boys and my family Sunday morning, praying. And so that's how I spent my 2 hours this morning in my miracle morning routine. And so for me, the more I do it, the earlier I want to get up, the more time I want to spend in that miracle morning routine to really prepare myself and set myself up for success. And whatever sleep I get is going to be perfect for that day. Okay, So now as we talk about nourishing the spirit, I guess I kind of just went into this. This is how I do it, okay, with my scriptures. But I want you to also think about, what do you love to do? I was kind of, when Dana says that she woke up in kind of a grumpy mood day before yesterday, I did too. And I set out on the course of my day. And after my boys were home today, but yesterday they weren't. And after I got my boys off to bed, I was feeling so much overwhelmed for all that I needed to get done that I kind of said, you know what, I got to get in the right frame of mind. And I sat down to the piano and played the piano for an hour. And let me tell you, it changed my day. And so when we want to nourish our spirit, I'm going to throw in there, nourish a little bit of heart too, okay? Not just a little bit, but a lot, okay? So part of nourishing your mind, body, and spirit is really getting to your happy place. We can be happy now. I can be happy now. In fact, in the book, The Happiness Advantage by Sean Acor, he talks about the fact that happiness comes first. We don't have to wait to get something, to be something, to have something in order to be happy, that we've got it all backwards. That we have to be happy first in order to really get what we want in life, to be effective at what we're doing. And so the happiness comes first. But this nourishing our mind, our spirit rather, and we've got to do those things that bring us happiness. Okay, we don't have to give up all those things that bring us happiness. So think of, what is it that you bring that brings you happiness? And for me, a couple days ago, it was sitting down to the piano. Okay, pamper your heart. Okay. You want to be able, if you are in a good place in your heart, you're going to be in a good place to be able to help those around you as they come your way each and every day. So pamper your heart. Don't forget that. And many of the postings on Love a Friend talked about applying the oils topically over the heart. I love to do that. And somebody mentioned about peace, and I love to apply peace over my heart. Just calm me down, calm down my heart chakra, calm down my mind and brain. So that's a really good way. So take time to call a friend. I did this recently. I had a girls' night out, and I don't do that often enough. And so when we have a girls' night out, or we take time to be with our friends, you know what happens? Our children look at us and think, oh, you have friends? Because we're so busy that very often we forget that we need friend time too. And so we need to be uplifted by friends. So sometimes it's good to pick up the phone and call a friend, or put the phone away and interact with friends. And so take time to do that. So I already mentioned being happy first in Sean Acor's book, The Happiness Advantage. I highly recommend that book to you. It's a very, very good book. In fact, it's a must read probably every 6 months. But at any rate, we got to find happiness first, and then everything else adds to it. So when we take a look at what is our mission and vision, what is our desires, what are our goals for the coming year, if we begin with the end in mind, and then we strive for that each and every day, and we have that in front of us. I like to do a vision board each year. I haven't finished mine yet this year, and I'm kind of embarrassed because I'm off to a slow start. It's already February and into a good week into February, and I'm still working on my life vision recording and getting my vision board done. But it's okay. You know what? But once we get really clear on what it is that we want, if we begin with the end in mind, it guides us in the course of our day, and it's what gets us up in the morning. So we have to have a why for why we want to get up in the morning, and what drives us. And when we have our mind set on a vision and mission, then it's much easier to do that. And it's also much easier to encourage people to actually attract people to our mission and vision. And so begin with the end in mind. So I actually have a whiteboard in my basement right outside my office on the wall. And on that whiteboard, I have all of my doTERRA family and team separated into different groups. And I have some things written on that board to help remind me of where I'm going for this year. And it's really a beautiful reminder each time I walk by that board, and each time I look at it, and each time I add to it, and each time I change the numbers that are on there. It's really wonderful to begin with the end in mind and know what it is that I've set out to accomplish, okay? And then I love to time block, and I'm going to pair both of these, okay? Actually, there's 3 zones here. Set boundaries, keep your promises to yourself, and time block. I'm going to kind of pair those together a little bit, because this is not something I have been good at, okay? I have been working strenuously for the last couple of years to get better at time blocking, so I am much more effective with our time. We all have the same amount of time, right? And the idea of managing our time is kind of an illusion. Really, it's managing our priorities, okay? When we manage our priorities, where we spend our time rather, really identifies what our priorities are. And so if we have something that's really important with us, we need to time block. So we need to set out in the course of our day and note, where do we want to spend our time? Where do we choose to spend our time? And so as I am on a mission to get these oils into every home, to get doTERRA wellness lifestyle into every home, and I am constantly looking for people to partner with to help me do this, because it's a pretty lofty mission, right? To get these oils into every home. In and of myself, I cannot do that. But if I gather people and partner with them, together we can get these oils in everybody's home, one at a time. Okay, one drop at a time, one person at a time, one family at a time, eventually one city at a time, whatever, okay? But when I set out to do that, if I don't put on my calendar first those things that are most important to me, like my miracle morning, if that's not on my daily plan, when I need to be a mom and shuffle my children to school in carpool, or shuffle them to their activities, or be there with them at the crossroads when they're coming in and out and home, if I don't put that on my calendar, I'm likely to miss some of those really important events. And so time blocking is really important. So first of all and foremost on your calendar, you need to time block what are your must-dos, okay? Whether it be family, personal, family, career, whatever your must-dos are, they need to go in first. And then you can kind of see what you have left. And then you need to set boundaries, right? We need to keep your promises to yourself. So if I say I'm going to set out to have get back on an exercise routine every day, and I give myself excuses of why I'm not doing that, then basically what I'm telling my subconscious mind is, I never keep my promises to myself. So pretty soon my subconscious mind makes it not important, okay? So it becomes not important to exercise every morning because I never keep my promises to myself, and that's my track record, right? So if we keep our promises to ourselves, then it doesn't matter. Come hell or high water, we're going to get our exercise in, okay? And so that's a really important thing. But then set boundaries. Sometimes we get in the mode of saying yes, and sometimes it's habitual. Sometimes we say yes, 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 yes to everything that comes our way, and then we get into overwhelm. And that's where I was a couple of days, and I had to just kind of shut down everything, stop my world, go play the piano for an hour, get my mind set. And I'll be really honest with you, it totally changed the course of my day when I just shut down and said, okay, whoa, I'm feeling really overwhelmed. I need to step back and do some self-care. Okay, and so sometimes we need to set some boundaries. And for instance, tomorrow night I'm teaching hypnobirthing class. There's another event that I was supposed to be to. I'm a Cub Scout leader, and we have the Blue and Gold banquet tomorrow night. And I had my hypnobirthing calendar set up way before that came up on the calendar. And so I stuck with it because our date for the Blue and Gold banquet was the second Thursday of the month, which would put it right on Valentine's Day. I didn't want to do that either. So they moved it up a week. Well, you know what? I'm teaching tomorrow night, and I cannot be to the Blue and Gold banquet. And even though I actually asked my hypnobirthing couples if I could reschedule that class, it wasn't going to work for them. And so I had to set my boundaries and say, you know what, this came first. I'm not going to be to the Blue and Gold Cub Scout banquet, okay? And that once I really got there, it felt okay. And I still have an invite over here on my wall, but I'm not going to be there tomorrow night. I've let everybody know. And now the last time I reminded them this week, they said, oh yeah, that's right, you're teaching. And so sometimes we have to set boundaries and make sure that we're spending our time where we are in our zone of excellence, okay? And so I wasn't going to give up my hypnobirthing couples in order to attend the Blue and Gold banquet. And so I had to just set my boundary to say, I can't be two places at once. This came first, and it's more important to me at this moment. And so I'm going to say no to that, okay? And so be sure and set boundaries, because very often we get into overwhelm when we say yes too many times. And sometimes it's better to say no. So we have to say yes to those things that are best and no to those things that are just good things, okay? And so at any rate, keep that in mind, set boundaries. Now, the oil of Melaleuca, or Melaleuca oil, is the oil of positive boundaries. And so that's a really good one to put on if you know that this is a weakness for you and you are a yes man or a yes woman and you don't know how to say no. Sometimes you need to set some safe boundaries, okay? So at any rate, that's what I have to you today. So I hope this has been really helpful, and I hope that you will appreciate the discussion tonight in retrospect. Those of you who watched the recording, I thank you for taking time to watch the recording, and I hope this information has been valuable. I hope that you can see that there are many ways to pamper ourselves, but when we take time to pamper ourselves in body, mind, and spirit, we're going to feel much more leveled out, much more even, much more in balance, much more happy. Okay. Though I say we ought to be happy now, we're going to feel much more joy if we're actually functioning in our zone of excellence and actually keeping our promises to ourselves and pampering ourselves. Okay. So I'm going to put it out there that one thing I really want to work on in the coming year is getting more sleep. Despite my teenagers being up late, I'm going to work on my mindset that they are going to be into good activities if they choose to stay up till midnight instead of into what's the word? Sometimes I fall into that teenage mentality, okay, that they're going to make some poor choices, and they get to make their choices. And so I'm going to work on getting to bed earlier so that I can create that miracle morning and create my day the next day, okay? And so that's something I want to do, to pamper myself to get a little bit more sleep and soften the bags under my eyes. I love to put cypress and frankincense on there, by the way, and it really does. When I get on camera, it looks much worse than it does to me in the mirror, and maybe it's just my eyesight in my mid-50s. But at any rate, I love that doTERRA has products to support us in all of our health and wellness goals. I love that they are safe. I especially love that they are at my fingertips and that I know how to use them. And so my efforts to do these Wellness Wednesday classes are to help you feel comfortable and confident reaching for your doTERRA products each and every day to manage your personal health and wellness and your family's health and wellness goals and concerns. This afternoon, when I was with these two 14-year-old boys, my son and his friend, and we were coming out of Smith's grocery store after getting some dry ice for their little science video. And as we came out of the store, I received a text message from Monica. Monica, I hope one day you will be able to see this video. But Monica texted me and said, I wanted you to know that the oils you recommended for my 3-year-old's tongue worked really well. Her 3-year-old had fallen and bit right through her tongue and had quite a gash in her tongue. And she texted me immediately and said, Debbie, what can I use? And I gave her some recommendations with what the oils that she had on hand, and it worked really well. And so and I said to her, I said, isn't it so nice that we have at our fingertips what we need when we need it? And her response was beautiful. Her response was, yes, and I'm learning how to use them. And that is power. And that is peace of mind and heart when we have at our fingertips what we need to manage our family's health and wellness, and we know how to use it. And that is my desire as I do these Wellness Wednesday classes, is that you feel the confidence and comfort that I do in using doTERRA products in my home to manage my family's health and wellness. They are a gift to me. They are a gift of peace of mind. And so it really does help nourish my mind, body, and spirit to know that I've got doTERRA in my home. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this recording. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I love you all, and I care about you, and I want you to have this blessing. So I'll say goodbye for now. Take care.